Alright, so we are officially closed here at the Christmas tree lot, so we're taking the opportunity to do a little maintenance on the van. My manager Bill is helping me out with his expertise, knowledge on engine mechanics. So we're replacing the valve seals. So for anyone that's never seen that, we've got the valve cover off and we've exposed the valves here. So we've already got the first two, exhaust and intake, done. Now we're working on the next cylinder. So that's pretty much the deal. We've already removed the old seal, which was pretty brittle, put the new one on. So we're going to go ahead and reinstall the spring. Invested in a little bit of tools for this. We're using Bill's air compressor, but we got a special tool that puts air into the cylinder to keep the valves from falling in there. Am I saying all this right, Bill?
You got it.
All right.
Sounds good to me.
So rather than just let Bill do this for me, he's actually teaching me how to do this. So I'll have obtained a new skill set. So hopefully in the future I could help someone else do this. And
make a living doing this.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to do that. So what we're going to do is just work our way one at a time so we don't get confused, and then work our way over to the other side. We picked the hard side first because it's a little tighter over here. So hopefully we can at least get this side done today, maybe knock out the whole thing. So we'll check in when we make some more progress. All right, well, it seems to be going pretty good. So in between each cylinder, we've now got this front cylinder done, the next one done, and we've released the air. So now we have to turn the engine. So we're putting a big socket on the front main pulley to rotate the engine a little bit to get the valves to be fully closed, so we can once again remove the seals. So 2 more cylinders to go on this side. It seems to be moving pretty quick. I've already got the hang of it, so yeah, it's moving right along. Well, it seems like we finished up here. We got to the last one. It was a little tight in the back here, so we had to bend the AC line to be able to lift out the spring there. And then when we first pulled the doghouse, I had a little bit of a coolant leak, and we were able to find it. It's this little Y kind of T thing here, and the actual plastic part is broken off in the other end of hose. So I'm going to go up to the auto parts store. Fortunately, Bill's here to be able to run me up to the auto parts store. Otherwise, I'd kind of be screwed because I can't start the motor without this. So we're going to go.
Just have it bad.
Right, there would be a little bit of a leak. So we're going to go get this and get that leak fixed, get some coolant in it, and we should be able to fire it up and adjust the valves. Alright, so we got the valves adjusted on the passenger side here. Bill showed me his little trick. He basically just tightens them up till they start making a little clacking sound, and then a quarter turn backed off and they quiet right down. So I'm going to go ahead and put a new valve cover gasket on this, put the valve cover on, and then we'll be able to button up everything that we removed here to get to it, and then work our way over to the other side.
When you go to buy an RV, if you pull the dipstick out, you see like a burnt spot, like up in this area.
Yeah.
That'll tell you that it's either ran low on oil or it's gotten real hot.
Okay.
A lot of guys that tow like a lot of heavy stuff behind their RVs, you'll see a burnt spot on the dipstick up in this area, and that'll tell you that it's got a problem.
So we overheated before.
They've either got it hot. If I see that, I usually go, no thanks.
Yeah.
Sounds good though. Motor sounded better already.
Yeah, I think so. I think those new plugs and the valve seals.
Those, you're in love with Bosch, man. You'll probably get 2 miles to a gallon better.
Ha, nice.
You will. You'd be surprised. They burn so much more efficiently.
Yeah.
Yeah. They give you a lot more torque.
All right, so we did clean up the valve cover the valve cover. We soaked it in some Simple Green. So I got that drying out over here. Cleaned it up pretty good. So we'll make sure that's good and dry, and get that new gasket in there. I got the new gasket sitting on the seat here. Went with the Felpro gaskets. So we'll get that guy on there and get her buttoned up. Well, good morning. We are waking up here at the Christmas tree lot again. We left off yesterday. We were working on the van, replacing the valve seals. So I'm just getting up here, having my coffee, and I'll give you a little look around the van. I have completely removed all of my possessions from my old van and moved them into this van. And because this van is not finished being built out, I don't have all my drawers and storage areas set up. So I just have stuff set everywhere. It's kind of annoying. I can't even get down the center aisle here. But I should be able to get that cleaned up in the next few days. That's just kind of the nature of how things timed out for me. And I am able to use my stove and my little desk area here, even though it's a mess over here as well. And we left off working on the van, replacing the valve seals. So I put up this curtain to divide the front cockpit area because I still have the doghouse off. I didn't want to button that up because we're not done yet. So I was getting a little bit of smells, just kind of smelled like oil and coolant because there was a coolant leak there. So I just put that curtain up to cut the smells a little bit. And I just left my windows open overnight, even though it was a little chilly. But yeah, it's moving right along. We've got the whole right side done. We just need to adjust the valves, and then we can work over to the left side to get the seals done. And we should be done. We'll fix that coolant hose and be able to fire it up. Here's a little look at the couple of the latest spoons that I've carved. I made this little scooper here and this one. Real happy with them. I actually carved these out of the noble fir Christmas tree wood here. I think those turned out really nice. They still need to fully dry and be oiled. So we'll let those dry out. Okay, as you can see, we have the rocker arm removed here. This is the rocker arm in place on this one. It's removed here to expose the spring. So I'll use my spring compressor tool to compress that spring, which will expose the little keyways here. I'll remove those keyways with a little magnet and pull that spring completely off. That will expose the valve seal, and we can go ahead and remove it and replace it. Okay, so you can see I have my spring compressor on the spring there. I've got it compressed so that releases the little keyways there. I don't know if you can see those. So I'm going to go in with the magnet and just try to fish those out of there. Sometimes they don't want to come because the oil is kind of sealing them to the valve stem there. So I just take this little pick and kind of separate them away from the valve there, or the valve stem. And that usually loosens them up so I can go in with the magnet. This is kind of delicate because if you drop one of those keyways, it could be bad. So I'm going to set the camera down, remove them. Okay, so here's our valve seals. This is the old one there. You can see it's a little worn out. This would be the new one. So we're going to go ahead and install that new one. And there's a little O-ring that goes above that on the valve stem. So we'll put that new O-ring on too. Okay, so that's the new valve seal installed there. Use this little special tool to slip down over the valve stem and just kind of lightly tap it to make sure it's seated. And then there's another little O-ring that goes in the second slot here. So now we can put our spring back on and insert the keyways, and we'll be good to go. Put that rocker arm back on. Alright, so Bill's going in and doing the final valve adjustment. Basically just does it by ear and feel. So I'm kind of trying to just be observant and listen to how he does this here. Tightens them up till they start clacking, and then he backs off a quarter turn. Here's clicking. Backs off.
That was right on.
Yeah. There it is. Thank you for your help, Bill.
You're welcome.
I learned something. I learned.
You did. Me too.
Okay, so the job is done. Now it's time to clean up all of our tools. I'll probably take it out on a test drive here once we get all cleaned up. Glad to have that out of the way. Alright, so this is our final day here at the Christmas tree lot. We just got everything cleaned up. Our final dried dead trees piled there. And we're doing a little pizza party. You guys want to say what's up?
What's up, guys?
Alright, this is the crew. This is our fearless leader, Bill. We got Connor, Dion, Shane, Mitch, Luna, and Matt. We're about to dig in.
Brian.
And me, yeah. VanMan. This is our treat here, so we're gonna dig in. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the video. Now that this job is finally done, I can get back to my normal life here and hopefully get this van build finished by the New Year's. I'm also working on a website that I've been thinking about doing for a while, so hopefully that will be ready by the first of the year, so I'll keep you all posted on that. I should be able to get back to my normal Monday, Wednesday, Friday upload schedule now that I'm not tied up with this job here. This job was just very demanding and really left me very little time to do any filming or anything but work the job. So I appreciate your guys' continued positive support and patience with hanging in there with me with the lack of videos this month. I really do appreciate all you guys following along. I love you all very much, and we'll see you very soon. Take care. Peace.